So your snow is gone, or maybe it's almost gone and you're itching to get out into your yard, but what sort of tasks should we be doing? What kind of things can we do early in the spring? I'll tell you a little bit more about that today. So the first thing I want you to do is just walk around your yard, kind of assess the things that are going on right now and take notes of any problems that you might have. And yes, the neighbors might be wondering, why is this guy wandering around looking at his yard? But don't worry, in a few months when they see what your yard looks like, they'll understand why you're doing the things that you're doing, so don't worry about that. This is essentially though the first thing that I do every year, and it's how I found out that I had some vole damage going on. It's also how I found out about some snow mold. And in that last video I kind of showed what was going on in my yard if you want to see kind of the issues that I had coming out of the winter season. So a few of you asked what I'm going to be doing about this vole damage that happened here, and I want to show you some close-ups here after I rake that out, kind of what it looks like. You can tell that they ate a lot of the root system there, but there's still plenty left here. So I think it's going to fill in pretty easily on its own, especially if we get some fertilizer in there here as spring wakes up a little bit more. So you can see here that there's still a lot of growth happening into this area here, and so this is going to fill itself back in pretty easily once spring gets rolling. If you have large areas where this was all taken out and you're not seeing anything left in here, then maybe I'd be a little bit worried about it, but for here, I'm not too worried about it. It's going to fill in pretty easily on its own. You can see a couple areas here where the snow mold looks like it did a little bit more damage than I thought it did, but I'm also seeing some green still down in there, so I think it's going to recover, but did a little bit more damage in just a couple of those little spots. The rest of it looks like kind of just tissue damage on the stuff that's going to be cut off once it starts growing out, so not too worried about that stuff. Next thing that I like to do is actually get a reading of what the current soil temps are. So you can do this with a cheap thermometer. I'll link to something in the description that I use, or you can use any sort of cheap grill thermometer, something like that. This gives us an idea kind of how far we are along into when growth might happen, and gives us our window here to make sure that if we want to use a pre-emergent, we can get that down before soil temps get up to about 55. So it looks there like a couple inches into the ground, we're sitting at about 40 degrees, somewhere around there. It's about at the 4-inch mark down into the ground. Then we're sitting at about 37. So it's gone up maybe about a degree in the last day or so, but I think with temperatures coming close to 60 and sun coming later this week, we should start to move things along a little bit more quickly. I have a whole video from last year on pre-emergents and kind of some more details about that. So the short thing is that if you had crabgrass in your yard, or you want to prevent crabgrass and a few other weeds that can kind of take over your yard, then a pre-emergent is important to put down before soil temps get to about 55. There's a liquid version, there's granular versions. Check out that video for more info on that, and some links in the description as well if you want to check out some products. Before you've put down any fertilizer for the year, I highly recommend you get a soil test. Soil test is going to give us a picture of what's going on in your soil, what kind of nutrients it might need this season and going forward. It's also going to give us the pH of your soil, and turfgrass has an optimal range for your pH. So because of this, you might need to do some amendments to try to work on that pH, and that's just going to help your grass grow long term, and you'll have a better yard because of it. So soil testing, I think, is super important, and it's something that I highly recommend. There's a test kit that I used last year that's pretty easy for homeowners to use, so you can use something like that. This year I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into the soil testing, so I'm going to go with a lab that can give me a little bit more information. I'll have a link to that in the description, and I'm going to be making a video very soon on the process of doing that and how to send it to that lab. There's many options for soil testing. You can usually find local universities that will do it for you as well, so just do a little searching there. The next thing I do is pay attention to where some of the heaviest snow was. I go check those areas to see if I need to rake any of that out. Sometimes the grass will get very matted down from snow, and those are areas that I like to just kind of fluff up with a rake. You could also probably use a leaf blower if you had it, or if you had some delicate grass that you were worried about, a leaf blower would work as well. Also, I mentioned this in my last video, but our areas by the streets here from the winter, they get a lot of sand and debris that's thrown up onto those areas, so you can go ahead and rake that out as best as you can. Use a leaf blower there as well if you would like, and that seems to work fairly well for me. This is going to get a little bit of air circulating down into the grass and kind of help things to wake up just a little bit. Common question then as well is, when can I start mowing? When can I put down fertilizer? My general rule, and just kind of my opinion, is I try not to do mowing when I'm still seeing forecasts down in the 20s or somewhere around the freeze mark there, where I know that I'm going to get some hard freezes happening yet. There's a possibility there that, of course, when you're mowing and you're kind of waking up the grass there by cutting it, you could get a hard freeze again and do a little bit of damage. So I know you want to get out there and get mowing. I'm exactly the same, but you may just want to hold off if you're still getting lows down into the 20s just a little bit longer. So I have pretty much the same general thoughts on fertilizer. I don't like to put down too much fertilizer in the early spring, because the grass needs to kind of wake itself up anyway. And in cool season lawns like we have in the northern part of the country, the grass is going to wake itself up, and once it does in the spring, it's going to want to take off anyway, and it's going to grow like crazy. So you need to be prepared for that. You need to be consistently mowing. So adding a ton of nitrogen here at the beginning is really not going to help us. If you didn't do anything at all in the fall season, you're just kind of getting into this, then again, one, I would take a soil test before you add fertilizer. But two, as things start to wake up here, you could use a balanced fertilizer, something with a low nitrogen, to just kind of give it an initial boost and then let it take off a little bit by itself. So something like a 10-10-10. But again, soil testing will give you what you need, and you can kind of plan accordingly without just adding in fertilizer that you don't really need. So thinking ahead now and planning ahead, again, be thinking about your pre-emergents if you want to put those down. Right now we have enough time here in the northern part of the country to still get prepared for that, get our product in hand, and kind of come up with a plan there to make sure that that happens if you want to get your pre-emergent down. Check out that video here about soil testing and about pre-emergents. I'll have so much more coming very soon. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.